Hello, fight fans. This is Coach Nathan of NS Champ 7 Part Boxing Series, back at you again with a preview of Saturday night's main event on Showtime pay-per-view. And it's the long-awaited matchup between UFC legend and former champion Anderson the Spider Silva, who is 3-1 with 2 knockouts, versus the undefeated and probably the biggest modern-day hype job to ever lace on a pair of boxing gloves. And that's none other than Jake the Problem Child Paul, who was 5-0 with 4 knockouts. First off, giving credit where credit is due. Anyone who dedicates themselves to a craft with the right trainer, they will eventually get better. And that's what Paul has done these past 5 years. He's a decent boxer at this level, the 4-round level. He has a good right hand, he has a strong work ethic. However, most of his opponents have all been much older than him, and they've been previously knocked out. Now, I'm talking about numerous times of being knocked out, such as in the case of Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, who he's fighting tomorrow, and his opponent Ben Askren has the dubious distinction of being the fastest knockout victim in the history of the UFC. Most old school trainers know this, that most of the time, the more a fighter gets knocked out, the easier it is for him to get knocked out, especially if they're 40 years of age or older. And one can go back and check the statistics on that too, to prove me wrong on that. Another thing, one of the true marks of a champion, not the only, but one, and this is current champions or up and coming, is how many guys did you beat that you weren't supposed to beat? Or at least the match be a toss-up where it's even odds. Anderson Silva's greatness is in the octagon where you can use kicks, elbows, and knees. In that case, Jake Paul wouldn't last one round. On the other hand, Silva did have a full training camp as opposed to Paul's last opponent, Tyron Woodley, who trained no more than 10 days for their second match, in which he was knocked out. Remember, folks, in the first fight, Woodley had a full training camp, staggered Jake Paul, and lost a split decision. So combining this and the fact that Silva can fight southpaw, and he has shown craftiness in the ring and in the cage, gives him, I think, a puncher's chance in this fight. However, if I was a betting man, and I'm not, I'd have to lean towards the younger and harder puncher in Jake Paul to win this fight. Win or lose, though, the best thing about this match will probably be the fact that they both shook hands and vowed to form a commission looking out after and standing up for the rights of MMA fighters. So, that's my take on this fight, folks. Should be entertaining, though. And don't forget, for elite boxing instruction, elite boxing analysis, and elite boxing philosophy, check me out and subscribe to me, Coach Nathan, at NS Champ 7 Part Boxing Series at nschamp7.com.